Avera.
I think we all can agree it never feels good to get stung by a bee. But what would you do if that sting caused a serious overreaction? In tonight's Avera Medical Minute, Jake Iverson explains how an Aberdeen teen's life changed forever with one little sting.
He's an athlete, a hunter, and all-around tough kid, but Spencer Groves never thought one of his outdoor chores would become a life-threatening ordeal.
Yeah, it stung, and I could feel it right away. And almost immediately I could tell something was wrong.
While clearing weeds along the fence, Spencer was stung by a bee. In minutes, his body started overreacting.
Hives everywhere, just instantly. I told my brother to text my mom, and I drove myself to the emergency room.
His blood pressure was dropping and his heart rate spiking. Spencer was in anaphylactic shock.
So it was very aggressive. If he'd have been delayed a few minutes out, he could have collapsed and gone into cardiac arrest.
Spencer is lucky he even made it to the hospital. There, Dr. Alex Falk administered several rounds of epinephrine and other antihistamines to control the reaction. They worked for a while, but when they wore off, the hives and swelling returned. Allergist Dr. Tom Lazier says it was one of the worst reactions he's ever seen.
The hardest to stabilize, yeah. I don't know if you qualify it as worst, just very hard to stabilize the patient.
Spencer has an extremely high sensitivity to bee venom, but this was not Spencer's first bee sting, just the first allergic reaction.
In order to get sensitized, you have to be stung. So you'll never have a systemic reaction on the first sting.
That's because your body has never seen bee venom before, so when you get that first sting, ouch! There's a lot going on inside. Your immune system is activated and starts making large amounts of bee venom antibodies, or the antidote. Those are then stored in mast cells in preparation for the next sting. When that happens, the antibodies are released to fight off the bee venom. But unlike most people, Spencer has way more mast cells. So when he got stung, his body overreacted.
The reaction, if not stopped in time, could have stopped Spencer's heart. After a night in the hospital and several shots of epinephrine, Spencer's body returned to normal. While it's impossible to completely prevent the next sting from happening, Dr. Lazier has a plan for Spencer.
His course will be this. He carries an EpiPen, and every 15 minutes he's away from where he could get medical care, he carries another EpiPen.
That means at any time, Spencer may be carrying 3 or more EpiPens, and he's also trained his friends to use them in an emergency.
When you want to inject yourself, you have to pull this blue end cap off. You just swing it into your leg, through your jeans and everything.
That means Spencer can continue to do what he loves. His experience hasn't made him afraid of bees, just more aware. But Spencer knows he's one lucky kid.
It's crazy that I haven't gotten stung before that, and for how much I'm out in the field, I'm lucky it happened here, and if it was going to happen anywhere, because things probably wouldn't be standing here today if it would have happened when I was in a field.
With your Avera Medical Minute, I'm Jake Iverson, KSFY News.
Ooh, Spencer and his allergist will spend the next 5 years working to desensitize him to the bee venom. It's a long road, but has helped others significantly reduce their reaction to bee stings. For more information, just call 877-AVERA or visit KSFY.com and click on Health. Matt is in with sports next. Stay with